Kevin Oxley. Hi, Kevin.
Hi, Bart.
Good to see you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Congratulations on completing another school year under the pandemic.
Yes, yes. I think everybody in every walk of life, regardless of what they do, is looking to put that behind us and move forward. So,
well, good. Now I know, take advantage of the summer, even though the ISD is it's essentially a 12-month operation, but it gives you an opportunity to do some repairs and improvements. And let's talk about those first.
okay. Yeah, well, we've got some really great things going on. We've talked about the central campus before, the former Frost School. That's coming along nicely. We will probably begin programming in January of 23 in there, at least half of the programming. And then the rest of the programming will move in the fall of 23. But it's coming along nicely and really transforming that building right now. So very exciting. And the other thing that's really neat about that, and you can see some of the pictures up here on the screen, so many local contractors and people who have a connection back to Frost. They either went there as an elementary student, they'll talk about how, boy, the principal had me by the ear right here and I goofed up, it's fun to listen to them. Or they took swimming lessons at the former pool there, and so that building's coming along nicely, and we were kind of hoping we would be able to move everybody in this fall, but we had to move some of that back, and that's probably good because there will be a lot of changes in terms of how we move and bus kids, and that'll create a little bit less instability in the middle of the school year if we move people in phases. So we're excited about that. And the pool at Torrent has finally been refurbished. That was done by a local contractor, Jones Construction. And you can see it here, just a beautiful facility for our special needs kids. And this is really part of the curriculum, right? I mean, it helps them with their mobility and their motion and their flexibility. A lot of our students with special needs need that on a regular basis. So it's not always a fun pool. There's actual curriculum and a therapy that takes place in that on a daily basis. And that just opened last week for the first time, and I think it was about a 2.5 year odyssey.
Wow.
But the pandemic and material delays and just slowed things down. We got into the roof and found some things that had to be corrected, so the project became bigger, but this is a great facility for the next 30 years. So
that's great. Yeah, I think everyone that's got a pool has had problems this year, and the pool guys, they'll tell you, take a number.
Yep. It's been, the neat thing about this pool is it's all salt water, and the water, we don't have to drain it and do anything. The whole filtration system takes care of everything. So it's really modern. The back room is kind of fascinating to go through, and custodians can adjust chemical levels from home on their phone, and it's going to be a good system for the well past me.
Cool.
So,
well, the what's now called Central Campus, the old Frost School next to Cascades. I know you get questions all the time because there's stuff happening. There's dirt. You've got big piles of dirt. You're having to create a new parking lot. The old one was really it was not adequate. There wasn't enough, and it was all really chewed up.
Yeah. We have to do some kind of special things around there. The soil's a little bit softer, and so they do their thing, in terms of rebuilding that. But there will be a parking lot on the west side of the building, a smaller one on the east side. I'm trying to make sure I have my directions correct. The bus loop will come in on the north side there, and so we're working through that right now. And have to move an electric pole, and we've got some things that have to get done. But the inside's coming great. Some site work to be done, and you really can't have occupancy inside until you can prove you can park cars outside. So that slowed some of it, but we're getting close. And Mercer has done just a great job with that. They're our CM on the project, and they've been great to work with.
Nice.
So.
I noticed some of that Frost School interior is being preserved. Like there's some hints of that history that's going to stay in that building.
Yeah, we're going to, we're able to, the building itself, as it was originally built, lent itself perfect to the concept that we want to do, which is about 5 schools inside a school. So those students won't be crossing on each other on a regular basis. They have different abilities, disabilities that allow us to keep them in one part of the building and really create that part of the building unique to their needs. But it laid itself out perfectly to do that. And then it was just a matter of making sure we got kids dropped off in a safe manner in front of the space that they'll be going into and then coming back out of. And Jason Covell did a great job helping us plan all that out and make it possible. So, and then, we mentioned before our local legislators really helped us get a lot of federal money to help us do that. So it wasn't a burden on the taxpayers again.
That's nice. I think a little bit of COVID money even was part of that.
Yeah, that the ARA dollars that went to the state, and then they could grant it out. So we hit that at the right time, and that was really fortunate. And it allowed JPS, who had money in their current bond issue, to knock down that building and put it in the landfill. Now they can spend that on building and things with their own projects. So really worked out well.
Nice. The Career Center, a couple of notes about that. I want to congratulate the ISD and their tech team for winning an award. You got the award from Publications and Digital Media for your virtual tour website. Congratulations.
Yeah, Casey did a great job with that. And, we usually have 8th graders, sophomores, and come out every year. During the pandemic, that really wasn't practical to do. And so Casey worked and created that virtual tour.
You've got very high interest in Career Center now. As I think people have come to realize that they can graduate from high school with some college credits or some certification from the Career Center and start earning big money right out of high school.
And I think the learning in contextually, doing things coming off of the pandemic where kids had to sit at home and try to learn via the computer. It's high interest, and the Career Center has been doing it great since the 1970s, and we're excited about the start of the year and a little more normal start of the year.
Yeah, I think so many kids during the pandemic weren't interested, or their parents weren't interested in having them go to college in their home and still pay as if they were in Big Rapids.
Yes, exactly. And the Career Center just gives you such wonderful options for a career without the huge expense of a 4-year degree.
Speaking of the Career Center, you've got, looks like you're going to be hiring a new principal.
Yes, just today I spoke to him, and he was hired as the assistant superintendent of the Penta Career Center down in northern Ohio. We wish Mark well. He's been great to us, but this will bring some change to the Jackson Area Career Center, and we'll get started on that process right away. Getting that in place over the summer so that we're ready to hit the ground running.
All right, well, congratulations and best wishes to Mark Poliano. 10 years, just seems like, doesn't seem that long, does it?
No. And the other really cool thing that happened at the Career Center this spring, Carson DeRocher was a national finalist in cybersecurity. It's a nationwide competition, and he just, he blew it out of the water. You want him on your side in the cyber world, and he did a great job. And our robotics team went to Worlds and competed against the best in the world in Houston, Texas. And it was a long bus ride, but they seemed to have a great time and did themselves proud down in Houston. So,
yeah, congratulations. And I know your robotics teacher, John Riedemann, is, I think, the father of robotics in Jackson County, and he's a good guy to have on your team.
He is all things robotics, and during the robotics season, I think he just has a cot in the back of his classroom, and he is there 24/7. The kids will stay till late working on that robot, and they have a lot of fun.
Yeah, congratulations, Carson DeRocher. Quite an accomplishment.
Yep.
Also, summer, you've got. Well, I don't think we were able to use Camp McGregor during the pandemic, were we?
Very sparingly. So Camp McGregor is back up and operating and going full bore. Our special education summer program is on right now. They really never took any time off, and so, but it's, certainly we do our therapy and, we work on their individual goals, but we have a little fun as well, and the kids will be out to camp for a couple of weeks and they get to experience the water and do some different things at camp, and yeah, so that's moving too. Like you said, a 12-month operation.
Yes, nice to see that particularly the staff is able to utilize Camp McGregor as well. And what a great staff. I know so many of your teachers in special ed that they were really, I think during the pandemic, they were hurt as much as the students with the separation.
Yeah, I think that's probably true for just about any field out there, but educators, especially our special education educators, that is a passion more than it is a job. And they just live and breathe with those students that they serve. And it was tough. It was tough not being able to see them on a regular basis. And they're happy to be back with them and enjoying the summer months. And the weather's been really nice too. It hasn't been, other than a couple of days it was stifling hot, but for the most part they can get the kids outside, they can have some fun with them, and help them in a little different manner than they can in the middle of February.
Right,
So.
and for most of those teachers, it's 52 weeks a year. It's not a traditional summer schedule.
True, yep, they go year round. In the summer we go Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, so they have a little longer weekends. It's a little more limited, but it's good for the kids, it's good for the parents of the kids. It keeps them with no gap in their therapy and their learning, and kids love it in the summer. And we try to get them out and have field trips and do some different things with them as well. So.
Cool. Well, there's opportunities besides for a new principal at the Career Center. You are on a hiring spree.
We're no different than any other industry right now. There is a labor shortage, regardless of it, and we will be full-time interviewing all summer long, filling positions. And some of that's just natural attrition as people decide to retire. Some of it was, the stress, of the job the last couple of years, and we have plenty of positions. So if you are interested, contact me, contact the intermediate school district. We may have a job that fits you.
Nice. You also graduated another class in Project Search, and that's Consumers Energy Partnership. Tell me what that's about.
It's our Kit Young students, for the most part, some Torrance students, and they work at Consumers, and Consumers really takes them under their wing and puts them to work on the job training. And several of them come out with jobs when it's all said and done. But Consumers has done this for several years now, and they're so good to work with. And the graduation was so neat here at the Innovation Center right across the street here downtown. And great to see those students with smiles on their face and, basically stepping into a job.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And we want to give a shout out to Napoleon, the basketball program, for hosting the Kit Young Bulldogs.
Yes.
That was, I think, on a 2, maybe even 3-year suspension because of the pandemic.
Yep. Napoleon does that. Northwest does that as well. And they bring their student bodies in, and it's a loud, crazy crowd, and the kids just have a ball. And they usually bring their cheerleading squads in, and the Bulldogs have their own cheerleaders, and it's just a really a neat celebration. And it gives the kids, that authentic experience that they otherwise wouldn't have.
Yeah.
So.
Popcorn and everything.
Oh boy.
And I think the Bulldogs won this year.
I think they did. I think they pulled it out. So.
Well, thanks for all the updates, and it sounds like a busy summer. Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you. Thanks for having me.
The superintendent of the Jackson County Intermediate School District, Kevin Oxley. Lots more coming up on the show. We've got some birthdays.